If you ever sat down to work and felt like your brain simply refused to cooperate, like the task in front of you felt impossible to start even though you knew exactly what needed to be done, the problem almost certainly isn't motivation or discipline. It's our dopamine levels. We live in an environment that is designed to keep our brain in a constant state of low-grade stimulation. Notifications, endless feeds, short videos, instant gratification at every turn. And what that does over time is raise our baseline so high that anything requiring real sustained effort, deep work, creative thinking, building something that takes longer than 30 seconds to produce, starts to feel unbearable. The dopamine detox is how you fix that. It's a reset button you press when you notice your focus has eroded and your ability to do hard things has gotten weaker. 4 pillars, and by the end of it, things that felt impossible before start to feel natural again. So here's exactly how to do it. Number 1, zero passive social media. There's a difference between using social media with intention and using it as a default state. Posting content, responding to messages, engaging with specific people, that's intentional use. Opening the app and scrolling because you're bored, because there's a gap of 30 seconds between tasks, because your brain wants something easy, that's passive consumption. And passive consumption is what wrecks your ability to focus. So for the next 7 days, you can still post, you can still reply, but the moment you catch yourself scrolling without a purpose, you close the app. No feed, no stories, no reels playing one after another until 40 minutes have disappeared. What you notice within the first 2 or 3 days is that the urge to check your phone becomes obvious in a way it wasn't before. You reach out for it automatically, almost unconsciously, and that moment of awareness is exactly the point. You're breaking a pattern that was running on autopilot. That pattern is what was draining your focus every single day without you realizing it. Number 2, one task at a time. Most people think they're multitasking when they work. What they're actually doing is context switching, moving rapidly between tasks in a way that feels productive but causes significantly more cognitive energy than focus on one thing from start to finish. So for the next days, one window open at a time, one task at a time. When you're writing, you're writing. When you're researching, you're simply researching. So no podcast in the background, no YouTube video playing while you work, no switching between tabs every few minutes because the current task requires more effort than your brain wants to give right now. This one is harder than it sounds because the impulse to switch is constant. Every time something feels difficult, your brain will look for an exit, something easier, something more stimulating, something that doesn't require the same sustained attention. The whole point of this pillar is to sit with that discomfort instead of escaping it. That discomfort is where focus get built. By day 4 or 5, you start noticing that sitting with a single task for an extended period stops feeling like a fight. It starts feeling normal. That's the reset working. Pillar number 3, first hour of the day without digital stimulation. The first thing most people do when they wake up is check their phone. Before they have eaten, before they have thought a single intentional thought, before they have decided what they actually want from the day, they have already handed their attention to whoever happened to send a message or post something overnight. That sets the tone for everything that follows. Your brain enters a reactive state before it ever has the chance to enter an intentional one. So for the next days, the first hour of your day belongs to you. So no phone, no social media, no news, no content of any kind. Use that time however feels right. Exercise, journal, sit quietly, plan your day, but keep it free from external input. What you'll find is that the quality of your thinking in that first hour is different when it hasn't been immediately contaminated by everyone else's agenda. Ideas come more clearly, priorities feel more obvious, and you start the day from a position of intention rather than reaction, and that changes everything. Pillar number 4, 10 to 15 minutes of intentional silence daily. This is the one most people skip because it sounds too simple to matter. It matters more than any of the others. 10 to 15 minutes every day where you are not consuming anything. No music, no podcast, no video, no phone, just silence. Just you sitting in your own thoughts, letting your mind go whatever it goes without directing toward anything productive. The reason this works is that your brain needs silence time to process, consolidate, and reset. When you fill every gap in your day with stimulation, you never give it in that space. The result is that by the end of the day, you feel mentally exhausted but haven't actually done the deep thinking that matters. So meditation counts, sitting outside without your phone counts, a quiet walk with no headphones counts. So the format doesn't matter, what matters is the absence of input or silence. After a few days of applying these 4 pillars, something shifts. Things that require enormous effort before sitting down to write, working on a hard problem, doing outreach, reading something dense, start to feel accessible again. Your baseline for what counts as stimulating resets, and suddenly the work itself becomes interesting in a way it hadn't been for a while. That's what the detox does. It doesn't give you new information or new strategy. It gives you back the ability to act on what you already know. The goal after you complete isn't to go back to how things were. It's to be deliberate about what you let back in and what you keep out. One reset won't fix everything permanently, but done consistently, whenever you notice your focus slipping, it changes the baseline you operate from. The cheat code here is the clarity and focus you have on the other side of it. So I'm Cayãn, and on this channel I break down the real side of building a business online. Subscribe if you want more of this.